Something isn't right. The world is changing in unnatural ways and unleashing horrors that simply should not exist. There are strange creatures lurking in the shadows, and the dead have risen from their graves. An unending hunger drives them to consume the flesh of the living. This frontier is vast and bountiful, with what should have been enough land for everybody, but it turns out that the undead don't like sharing. The town of River Roost has been overrun in a gory massacre with very few survivors, and its once beautiful vistas are now carrying the burdens of blood and fear. All of Hell's fury has been let loose, and yet you remain nearby, watching the carnage that is unfolding. Someone has to make this situation better, and if they're going to do that, they will need to be very prepared. Fortify your homestead, cut down the undead horde, and save any folk out there who still need saving. Everything could depend on your actions. Zombies mostly shuffle, but about a tenth of them can run when they choose to. They're not smart, but don't underestimate them. Their brute strength has been enhanced to new levels, and they can shrug off most injuries. Only decapitation or destruction of a zombie's head will put it to rest. They don't eat animals, but will still kill them for survival reasons, or to reach humans. Zombie bites don't infect people on their own, but the toxins involved can be very deadly. Fortify. When you first heard about what was happening, you were quick to act. You scrambled to fortify your home and stockpile some weapons and supplies. Here's what you managed to achieve. You may choose up to 6 of the following. Options may have prerequisites. Barrel of rifles. 3 bolt-action rifles. They're all somewhat unreliable, as well as loud and attention-grabbing, but they'll let you arm a small group quickly. Barrel of spears. 6 spears. The sticks are quite thin, but each one is sharp enough to go straight through a zombie's skull. They let you keep your distance. Canned food. Enough to feed 3 people for 6 months. You're definitely not short of land to grow crops on, but these aren't ideal circumstances for farming. Alcohol supply. A large variety of different drinks in quantities too large, even for a small group of alcoholics to finish within a year. Alcohol will also be useful for bartering. Crossbow. This weapon is quiet enough to not attract any attention from zombies, meaning you can use it more freely than a gun. It's quite fragile, and slow to reload, though. Sniper rifle with scope. With this, you can pick off enemies from very far away. It packs a punch, but works best when you can find a vantage point. It has a scope with very good zoom. Repeating rifle. This is a lever-action firearm, and one of the best of its kind. It will let you fire much more quickly than other weapons might allow, and is in good condition. Death's Head Revolver. The revolver of a bandit who was later known as Dr. Harris Holiday. This gun allows you to perform almost supernatural trick shots with it. Machete. You will need to get closer to the zombies than most people are comfortable with, but this will quietly slice right through their heads with ease. Dynamite. 10 sticks of dynamite. You could use this to clear tight a horde of zombies, but dynamite is also very useful as a distraction or a lure. Bear traps. 20 bear traps. Reusable. Zombies always fall for these and usually rip their whole legs off in trying to escape, even if the traps can't kill them on their own. Armored wagon. A special wagon made of strong wood and metal. It has holes for shooting guns or using spears, and spikes on the exterior. It can hold 10 people at once. Walls, level 1. Without another good idea, you'll probably want these. This offers makeshift walls around a couple acres of your land, with a heavy gate and ladders to see over them. Walls, level 2. Requires walls, level 1. These walls are much better fortified, and have barbed wire all across the exterior. A thin walkway goes all around the inner perimeter of the top of the wall. Watchtower. This watchtower is a tall structure that can house a lookout or a sniper. It lets you see and get information about threats with time to spare before they reach you. Lockdown system. This adds heavy-duty locks to every single door on your property, so that you can shut any one area down in case of an emergency. Hidden tunnel. There's a small tunnel on your property with a secret entrance. A couple of people could sleep there safely, or it could be used as a stash. Captured zombie. This hog-tied zombie is less aggressive than the others, but still dangerous if you let it loose. What you do with it is totally up to you. Huge wolf. With a huge frame and huge fangs and claws to match, it's a good thing that this wolf is on the side of the living. He really, really hates the undead and can sniff them out. Mysterious crow. A very friendly but odd crow. It starts crowing frantically whenever a powerful supernatural threat is due to show up. It can also fly up high and scout for zombie hordes. Expand. There are people still alive out there. You can't be everywhere at once, but you can help some of them, and they will help you in return. You may choose up to 3 of the following. Help the neighbors. Farmers and ranchers live nearby who weren't as prepared as you. If you clear the zombies from their fields and help them erect walls, they will share the food they produce with you. Save the townsfolk. River Roost Saloon contains a pianist, a prostitute, a haberdasher, an artist, 3 retirees and 2 children. They need to be rescued and brought somewhere safer, but they can't offer you much, and River Roost is overrun. Rescue the miners. There are 3 miners who are stuck in a tunnel in the desert, with a small cave-in and no lanterns. Clear the zombies and the rocks and set them free. They all have revolvers and pickaxes. They can also offer you big crate loads of dynamite. Find the wild woman. There's an expert hunter who lives somewhere in the forest nearby and is taking out huge numbers of zombies. She's standoffish and it will be hard to convince her to join you, but she will be a valuable companion. Assist the priest. The priest of the church just outside of River Roost is mowing down zombies with a double-barrel shotgun. He's an inspiring presence for people, but is on a warpath to make sure that every last corpse is burned and prayed for. Rescue the doctor. One of River Roost's local doctors, a talented man, is sitting atop a derailed train carriage with a horde of zombies surrounding him. He has no weapons and can do nothing but wait for someone to cause a distraction. Help the inventor. There's an inventor in the desert who is quite brilliant, but is stubbornly refusing to move to a safer location unless the contents of her workshop can come too. She could probably develop new traps and improved crossbows. Find the witch. It's said that a kind young witch is living in the swamp. Her potions can prevent disease and enhance natural abilities. She is your best bet for finding someone who is well read when it comes to occult threats. No one knows her specific location, and it's dangerous there. Lay siege. This land is for the living, and you won't let these monsters run free and wild. It's time to coordinate an attack against them that will shift the direction of this fight. You must choose at least one of the following and decide how to complete it. River Roost Purge. The entire town of River Roost could be cleared and reclaimed. There are still many valuable supplies there, or it could be fortified into a new base of operations, allowing some people to return to their homes, or simulate some facets of their old lives. Mountain Rituals. A small group of living humans have for some reason decided to side with the forces of darkness. They're attempting a ritual on top of one of the tallest mountains in the region, and believe they can summon a demon. You must stop them. The Dark Beast. One of the scariest creatures of the night is a deadly animal unlike any other. Its raw strength can instantly tear a grown man in half. Bullets tend to just bruise its skin, and it has a fear-inducing aura. Stopping it will not be an easy task. Vampire Slayer. 3 vampires have appeared in the desert near River Roost, and in the forest. They're strong, fast, and can fly. They can be injured, but will regenerate from anything except a stake through the heart or prolonged exposure to sunlight. The Shredder. There's a large ravine in the desert, and it has been suggested that if one could somehow draw as many zombies into it as possible, some well-timed explosives or rockfalls could eliminate a very impressive number of them all at once. Fallen Angels. The church in the desert is inhabited by monsters that resemble and mock modern depictions of angels. They fly around quite fast, are definitely intelligent, and have huge fangs and razor-sharp nails. Killing all 12 of them will bring peace to a lot of people. Herbal Remedies. Certain mixtures of herbs and flowers are surprisingly good at treating zombie bites. The problem is, getting a decent quantity will require someone to take a very long journey, searching through pretty much every nearby biome. Caravan. There's a group of 15 people who were just visiting the region when the outbreak began. They want to make the journey home, but will need an escort for their trip across the snowy and hostile mountains, as none of them can fight well. Black Gambit. On one excursion through an area that you thought you knew very well, you noticed a house that you had never seen before. It looked quite small, but expensive, in a much better condition than any of the other buildings nearby. You felt a strange compulsion to go inside, despite any sense of foreboding, and you walked confidently up the porch steps towards the front door. When you swung it open, you were greeted by the silhouette of a man in a dark room. Something kept you frozen in place as he stepped forward and revealed his skeletal visage. He seemed to be communicating with you telepathically. You got the sense that he did not intend harm.
Well, you seem to be doing quite all right by yourself, but I think you deserve something a little extra. I have an offer to make you. A gambit. If you want, I will make you powerful, but I'm going to leave the specifics up to a 6-sided die. Optionally, you can pick what power you're going to get, but then you have to roll a 6-sided die for a negative drawback.
If you take the offer, roll 1d6 on the drawback table below. 1. Your eyes turn blood red and emit a very subtle glow from now on. 2. Your skin, tongue, and nails become extremely white and pale. 3. Strange markings appear on your arms and chest in an unknown language. 4. Small spikes of bone now jut out of your shoulders and arms. 5. Intelligent creatures of the underworld instinctively know and hate you. 6. Nightmares are common and vivid, always including people you failed to save. Roll 1d6 on the boon table below, or choose one, if you took the offer. 1. Use a crystal ball to enter a trance, where you can glimpse snapshots of the future and messages from the dead. 2. Receive supernatural luck that will make 1 in a million coincidences and successes a daily occurrence. 3. You can enter any mirror taller than your body, and exit from any other mirror taller than your body that you have been to before. 4. Conjure small balls of fire in your hand, at will, and launch them with enough force to knock your enemies back. 5. You can communicate telepathically with nearby wildlife, and it will always feel inclined to follow orders from you. 6. If you die, you can choose to come back, not as a zombie. Each time your mind loses some memory and function.
Now go into the night
and claw back this world piece by piece.